Good morning, friends. You might notice that I'm in a different location. So I am in my hometown of Butner, North Carolina, where it is about 15 degrees hotter and stickier than where we live. I am very thankful for home. I feel like I need to take a bath about 2 seconds after I walk outside right now. But I'm here in Butner and I'm staying with my mom's best friend, Hallie, and this is her garden. And I am doing a wedding for my babysitter's daughter. Way more information than you want to hear, but very special occasion. So that's where I am this weekend, coming to you with announcements. So here's the announcements for this week. Very exciting news. We are going to be part of building a Thrivent Habitat for Humanity house. And that mission moment is going to be on the YouTube videos, if not when you're seeing this very shortly. Paul Richards and Bob Blanky in our church are heading up our Habitat project. And we have some studs that are outside of the church. Right as you're going under the main awning of the church, you will see these three studs for you to sign. And that is going to be studs that are going to be put up in the walls of Mary's home. Mary was chosen for this home through Habitat, and we want you to please come by the church and sign that. And she gets to read those as her home is being built, and she's putting in sweat equity hours. It's still going to be very special. We can't help build the home right now because of COVID, but we'll keep you posted when we can. There will be a point in this where we hope to be able to be hands-on, more active than just signing the studs. Okay, so that was one. Communion today is at 5 o'clock with the detailed directions on that in the newsletter. So grab your bread and your juice and join Pastor Dan at 5 today for communion. Also this morning, if you're seeing this before 10 a.m., you might want to hop on board and join him and some others at the church for the Sunday brunch. And that Zoom link is in the newsletter that Pat sent out on Friday. There's a lectionary notes for this Sunday. If you might have noticed that Dan and I tend to preach from the lectionary, which that gives us a scripture reading that will help us go through the entire Bible in 3 years, and it's something that's been around for a long time and gives structure to sermons. It gives you an outline of which scripture to preach from. So there's a link in the newsletter to the lectionary reading notes for this Sunday if you would like to read more on the scripture that Dan preaches on today. Layettes for Nome through the United Methodist Church. Dixie helps us head that project up, and we are doing that again. We're sending little baby clothing to Nome, Alaska, and that's going to be coming up in later September, but we're giving you a heads up. So if you shop on Amazon, or if you're shopping sometimes out and about and wearing your mask and going in and buying, just remember to buy little baby clothes for the children in Nome, Alaska, where extreme poverty, and they don't have Walmarts and baby clothing stores for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles. And there's a connection through our United Methodist Church in that little bitty town. So it's a special connection. I met the minister from Nome, Alaska when I went out to Kansas City back last year, and I'm like, "Do you know Dixie Liggett?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And I said, "Well, I go to her church and we provide layettes for Nome." And he's like, "Yes." So it's crazy, but so this is real deal connection with the world. So thank you, Dixie, for heading that project up. Please continue to be in prayer for those who are in leadership of Around the Sun Preschool, especially the director, Dana McGraw, who is prayerfully and meticulously going through guidelines and books and everything under the sun to determine how and whether the preschool can open, and she's working in conjunction with our administrative council in determining that. So lots of big decisions there still to be made. And every Saturday there's going to be fresh produce is going to continue from our community garden and other people in our church and beyond who have fresh produce. So if you would like to bring some of your fresh produce from your garden to help, you can contact Jack and Barb Harrison. If you want to help in our community garden, you can contact them. Or if you just want to come up and get some fresh vegetables to share maybe with some of your neighbors and say, "Hey, this comes out of our church garden. come join us sometime when we ever get back to worship. So, you know, just keep making those connections with your neighbors. Let them know that we're a church that is thriving and growing and working really to be God's hands and feet in a time where we can't worship together. But to that extent, we continue to thank you so very much for your financial support that helps us to continue being the church. We love you guys and so look forward to seeing one another when we can. Short term, maybe in the grocery store, long term, in worship again. Love you. Have a good week.